All right, Jeff, I am going to challenge you to a duel because you have besmirched my honor.
Didn't realize I was that good a shot. That's amazing.
Hey, everybody, welcome to D3. A few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, Jeff put out a short where he insulted my honor, right? I am a pureblood Gen X. I love all things Gen X. Well, maybe not all things, but I know of all things Gen X. But it just so happens that there's a couple of key things that I have not watched or seen, key movies that you would think every Gen X person should know about, right? I admit I have never seen, and I'm ashamed to say it, I've never seen Spaceballs. Oh my goodness, hello.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that.
So I've never seen Spaceballs. I don't know why. I have no good excuse for this at all. I mean, I love Star Wars. I love Mel Brooks. You'd think that they'd marry up pretty nicely together. It never happened. I'm sorry. I've lived with that burden for so long, but I'm going to have to watch it before the sequel obviously comes out. But I've never seen Goonies. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. I actually have a good reason for that one. And I've never seen Top Gun, and that one I'm not so ashamed of because, at the time I really didn't care for Tom Cruise, but you'd think a Gen X person, would see that. And so Jeff decides to go out and besmirch my honor on the internet. And so I decided that we need to come clean on this, and we're going to um, kind of face off in something of a Gen X trivia duel. What is that?
That is my ticket stub from Top Gun at the uh,
Oh, that's awesome.
Showcase Cinemas over on Bardstown Road. Yeah, yeah.
I admit it, I never saw Spaceballs, never saw Goonies, never saw Top Gun. But I still am willing to say that I can live up to the expectations of a Gen X etition or something. And so we're going
10X
to
edition.
So what we're proposing here is that Jeff and I have come up with some Gen X trivia questions to fire at each other. Now, we didn't set out any rules for this. Generally speaking, I think they're going to be largely what movies, TV, pop culture type questions. But I would think that they would have to be questions that a Gen X person should reasonably be able to know or get close to or deduce.
I had not fully ascertained your ideas towards this conversation tonight, so I don't have a whole lot of pop culture so much as Gen X and just the reality where we were in.
Oh, no, that
So
works. That
yeah,
works. All Gen
okay.
X is fine.
I'm just saying, but anyway,
I'm going to go with we're going to start with some movie trivia here. If you're watching this and you happen to know of any good trivia questions, Gen X trivia that's related to what we're talking about, drop them in the comments. And if this does, and if we have enough fun with this one, then we're thinking about doing a live broadcast where we can invite you all to kind of join in on the fun. All right, so first one, Jeff. Let's see. Um, what was the highest grossing film of the 1980s, would you say?
highest grossing film in the '80s, E.T.
You got it. You got it. Very good. All right. Related to that, now this one
Yes,
might be a little bit of a cheap shot.
it was in the year. It was in the theaters for a year.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought that was your next question. But yeah, it was. It was literally. It was literally in the theaters for an entire year. This showing, you could have gone anytime in a 365-day period and seen it in a theater somewhere. Not that it was in every theater for 365 days, but it was literally in the
Right.
theaters for a year.
And it outgrossed all the Star Wars. I mean, not all together, but each individual Star Wars movie, it outgrossed that, which kind of surprised
All
me.
three of them.
But what was now here's now this is where we get into a little bit of maybe cheating, not cheating, but in the weeds trivia. There was the antagonist in the movie was the secretive government agency was trying to get
Mhm.
hold of the alien. The
Hmm.
head agent, what was his name or what was the name he went by that was never actually, I don't think it was actually mentioned in the movie. It got edited out. And the only way
It
you
was
know
Smith.
this if you've read behind the scenes stuff or you read the book or the screenplay.
It was Smith.
No, not even
Nah,
close.
I have
You,
no clue.
you know, and you know how the only way you tell is when you first see the guy get out of a vehicle, I think of that, you'll see he starts walking and on his belt, I believe, you'll see a ring of keys jingling, and they called him Keys. That was his name.
Wow.
Again, you would not know that because I think it was mentioned in the movie, but it got edited out, and so it was kind of lost, and no one cared because it wasn't important. But his name was, but he was called Keys.
Yeah.
Um,
That one doesn't count against me.
you know what? That's fair. All right, fire back.
All right. Back in the 70s, there were any number uh, of colognes or aftershaves. Name three.
Oh goodness, Brute.
Yep.
All right, Fabergé.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you another point on that because I'd forgotten the by Fabergé. So
The, the
you're two in.
so those of you who from Gen X, you'll know that I was quoting Eddie Murphy. All right, Old Spice.
Okay. You've made your points. You don't have to go any further.
Good, because I'm not sure I've got that third one.
Yeah. Okay. So there was high karate, which or high karate because they didn't answer it. They didn't pronounce it with any kind of special pronunciation. But there was high karate, and high karate came with self-defense instructions because it was such an attractant to women. Um,
Oh, that's cool.
then there was aqua velva
Oh,
aftershave, and it had that action hero of the time, which I mean, the action heroes of that time, their action was mostly smoking cigarettes and shooting guns,
oh yeah.
not the Tom Cruise jumping from roof to roof action. But anyway, so yeah, okay, good job. I think we're hanging in there.
All right.
What scores
So
like 1-1 now? We're even.
yeah, right now
All right,
we're both doing okay. We've equaled
okay.
out. Okay. Now this one's again, this is a behind the scenes thing, but as a Gen Xer, you've probably heard this over the years going back. A lot of us didn't know this at the time. But first of all, what was Luke Skywalker's original name in Star Wars?
Yeah, I have heard that, but I cannot remember it.
The original title, I can't remember the exact wording of it, was basically The Adventures of Luke Starkiller. What I just recently found out, because I saw a clip on Reels, I think it was an interview with Mark Hamill. They had actually filmed part of the movie using Starkiller as the name. I thought they had replaced the Skywalker before they started filming. But you know the scene where Luke says, "I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you."
Yeah.
They'd already shot that saying Starkiller, and apparently George Lucas had done some research, and the ladies did not like Starkiller as a name. They liked Skywalker, so they had him reshoot that. And Mark Hamill was not happy because he thought Starkiller sounded much more macho, and he wanted to be kind of tough. And but yeah, they had to reshoot the scene where he says, "I'm Luke Skykiller or Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you," because they had already shot the scene on using Starkiller, which I was surprised about. So
Wow.
yeah, okay, fire back.
All right, so we're going to switch over to hair care now.
Oh no.
All
I did use a
and
lot of
and
hair care for my 80s mullet.
yeah, yeah. Well, um, I'm thinking of I have listed three. No, yeah, I have three different uh um shampoos. I'm gonna make it, there's not, I don't have any pomades or anything, but if you can come up with one hair care product from the 70s. And then I'll just expound on what I have down here because I have some weird stuff to think about.
Hair care product for men or just in general?
Just do they
Okay.
even have outside of
There's
hairspray? Was there anything
well,
that was?
there was gel, there was Jerry Curl, right? Isn't that what
Yeah, yeah,
then there's
yeah, yeah.
Aquanet.
Okay, you got me there. Aquanet, Aquanet. Yep, yep.
That was what
Aquanet was for the helmet hair.
every high school girl
Yep,
used a bottle a week.
yep.
I think that's all I can name is the Aquanet and the
Okay.
Jerry Curl.
So the other things that I had covered with this, Prel.
Yeah.
Prel was a green slime that was a concentrated shampoo in a glass bottle. And back then we all had steel tubs. So it was basically just a chance to cut your feet wide open. But it was also used as a dish soap. It
I
was
recall it as a
marketed.
dish soap.
Yeah, it was marketed as a shampoo and a dish soap. Um, another one was Herbal Essence. It still exists now. And then there was another one called Gee, Your Hair Smells Terrific.
Oh, that was us, huh? Hmm.
Yeah. And so now we're gonna go a couple steps real quick. Pop, my dad used to not refer to it as gee, your hair smells terrific so much as he referred to it as gee, your hair smells like dog stuff. And and that takes me to another Gen X phenomenon is white dog poop in the lawn. The white little leftovers after rain. There would just be white piles of dog poop in the yard.
I don't recall this.
Yes. Okay. Well, the reason that existed was back then they used a lot of bone meal in dog food,
Huh.
and the bone meal would not get digested. And so when they would pass it, that would just be calcium, little bones, little poop skeletons, or pelotons, as I called them. But no, not really.
Wow, we learned history and science today.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
You're
We are
you,
definitely throwing out different types of questions here.
yeah, yeah. We are in two different worlds.
Okay. Well, I'm going to converge two worlds that I totally forgot had an overlap, and we'll see if you could pick up on it. Two very 80s things. Of course, these both transcend both are um, Indiana Jones and Saturday Night Live, right?
Okay.
Um, there's a small intersection where an SNL member was in an Indiana Jones movie for just the
Hmm.
briefest period. Do you remember where that was? What scene that was in? Which movie and what scene?
No.
Okay,
Nope.
I stumbled across this recently, and I think I recognized it when I first saw it. You got it?
Hmm.
Okay, I thought
Oh
you had
no,
it.
no. I was just gonna say, if you're just now learning it, then you don't get to call me out for not knowing it.
No,
But
I remembered it from way back when,
okay,
but the
okay,
very beginning of Temple of Doom,
yeah,
they get the vial, the antidote for
yeah.
Dr. Jones, and they jump on and they rush uh, Jones and the lady
Run
and
behind the gong and jump
short.
down and go through the awnings.
Yep. And then they jump. A short round drives them to the airport. Right. They get off.
Yeah.
There's a British man who
Oh, son of a gun! Yes, Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd was the British guy who met them there, and I totally had
Yep,
forgotten that was
yep,
the case. Um,
yep.
now, do you know how? I mean, can you connect the dots? Why? How did Dan Aykroyd know Steven Spielberg to get in there?
Ghostbusters.
No.
Oh, I just made that up. I have no idea.
The movie 1941, which
Oh, wow.
Spielberg made back in the 70s, and Dan Aykroyd was in
Yep.
it. They worked together on that film, and supposedly that's what connected him to just put him into the second Indiana Jones movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Good Gen X trivia here. Okay, what you got?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait. I want to ask how did I score on that? Because I mean, once you gave me the setting, I knew it.
Once I told you that, yeah, we'll give you a point for
Ah,
that. That's fine.
once I told you the answer, whatever. All right. Okay. So in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, in various years, there were two types of cars made that were a hybrid of a car and a pickup truck. And
El
some of them
Camino's
are still
one.
around today. Yeah, El Camino, Chevy El Camino. And that had a split run. It was like from 65 through 70 something, and then off 5 years, and then back for like 78 through 85 or something like
I
that.
hated them. I thought they were the ugliest thing,
My
and
favorite vehicle in the world.
that
Anyway,
doesn't surprise me. It does
no?
not surprise me in the least. Um, I would have jumped at it today. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Um, I mean, heck, my Maverick's not much different, really. I don't know the second one.
It was by Ford, and it was a Ford Ranchero.
Oh,
Now, here's a bit of trivia for you. El Camino. Do you know what that translates to?
the Camino.
The Camino, yes. Jerk. All right. Now, my assumption is if you had an El Camino or the Ford Ranchero, you probably had a pocket fisherman by Ronco that you kept in there because you were the outdoorsy type. Yeah. Okay. And then there's one other car that was not one of these hybrids, but it was a notable car for that time period based on how incredibly ugly it was. Um, and it also comes back and visits us in Gen X in The Simpsons.
The Gremlin. Oh, heck yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
AMC Gremlin. All right.
Yeah. And plus, what was the title of the Doonesbury collection?
Wouldn't a gremlin have been more sensible?
That's right. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So, we're going to transition to a couple of
You you get
television
full credit for
related.
that, by the way.
Oh, thanks. We're going to transition to some television related questions. But before I do, I just want to throw out this. I thought it was a hilarious little factoid. And you may have heard this. I think I heard about this um, recently, forgot about it, and then read about it again just this morning when I was looking for some trivia. During the airing of Rocky 3,
Okay.
that's where we get introduced to Mr. T as Clubber Lang, and
Right.
I think that's where he had his big break, wasn't it? I don't know what he did before him,
Sounds
but
right.
that was
Yeah.
like when everyone was like, "Oh, Mr. T, the tough Mohawk and all that." Well, during the premiere, he brings his mother to watch the movie with him. And there's the scene in front of the courthouse where Clubber Lang is saying some pretty rough stuff to Adrian. He's like, "Come with me, I'll show you a real man," kind of thing, right? And then, of course,
Hmm.
Rocky loses his mind. Mr. T's mother turns to him and says, "I did not raise you to talk to a lady like that." And then she leaves.
Wow.
I
That's
can just
hilarious.
imagine Mr. T getting up going, "Mom," just trying to make her feel better.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
That was in the script. Wow.
Okay, so here's my question. Might
All
a
right.
little deduction, a little math here might help you out. In 1975,
Hmm.
the theme song for what TV show peaked at number 10 on Billboard's Hot 100 top list of 100 songs based on radio airplay frequency and record sales? Record
What
sales, yeah.
what what year was it?
75.
The main thing that ever hit for me was look at what happened to me. Um the guy that got the super suit
Greatest American
and
Hero.
greatest American hero, yes.
That was 82.
That's what I figured. Um Back in 75. Shaft?
Nope. That's a good
Nope.
guess.
Nope. I don't have it.
It's one of the greatest theme songs of all time in television.
Cheers. Dude, I'm lost.
The
No, I got
Rockford
nothing. I know.
Files. I am so ashamed of
Oh,
you. I am
now
so ashamed of
see,
you. See,
wow.
did, with that Top Gun, do you have your Gen X card? Because I want it.
I I don't know that I'm ready to give it up because I didn't know that the theme from Rockford was on the radio when I was 5 years old.
That doesn't matter. It takes a little bit of deductive reasoning here.
Okay, okay. You know what? You know what I remember hearing 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover on the radio when I was a kid. Paul Simon
Okay,
came out in 1974. Cool as heck. During the 70s and 80s, there were three toys that were banned or recalled. I'm going to let you pick if you can get any one of the three that I have. There's more than three, and
sure.
if you have one, if you know one, then we have to count it. But I've got three here.
All right, I'm going to go with Jarts.
Yep, good job.
Was it Stretch Armstrong?
No, Stretch was okay. He was not filled with the toxic stuff that the Happy Fun Ball was. Uh,
Okay, good because I'd be dead because I poked
yeah.
holes all over that
Oh
guy.
man. Yeah.
Was it Bag of Glass?
Mr. Piano, my Brahma buddy.
No, I don't know I
Man,
can't think of the others.
you were exceptionally close with the bag of glass, believe it or not. Do you remember the clackers? It was
Yeah.
a stick with two strings
Oh
and these
yeah.
two, yeah. Well, apparently those were made out of the same stuff that they encased shrapnel grenades with, and they would, when people got really good at it, they would explode.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, yeah. Then the missile launchers for Battlestar Galactica. They
Oh
were a choking
yeah.
hazard. Yeah, yeah,
That's right. That's right. They had to replace them with the ones that didn't come out all the way. They would just pop out and
yeah.
you push
Oh,
them
that
back in.
sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that was nowhere as fun.
no.
Yeah,
All right.
I remember not being able to afford that, and
They,
then when when they got the new ones, I didn't want them because I wanted the old ones.
hmm.
I have one more question for you,
Sure.
and this one kind of is entertainment and it crosses over just into kind of like Gen X imagery. But let's see if I can paint you a picture. At the end of a lot of TV shows,
Hmm.
and if you get the answer to this, I'll be very impressed because I had no idea. At the end of a lot of TV shows, you would see it, you know how they would credits and what have you, and at the very end there would be a guy typing, and then all of a sudden he'd
Yeah.
pull the paper out and it would go off. That was called it was a production company called Cannell, and that was
Okay.
called the Cannell Writing logo or something like that.
Yep.
The first TV series that used that. Now that was used at the end of a lot of TV shows going
Yep.
forward, and it kind of evolved over time. But was the first television show to use the Cannell writing and tearing a typewriter logo?
Dick Van Dyke.
No,
I I tried to say it with conviction on the offhand chance. No, I got nothing. Who
you
was that?
actually already answered the question. It was the greatest American hero.
Wow.
Yep, I had no idea.
Okay. No.
So that was a piece of Gen X Americana that I had no
All
idea
right.
about. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I won't hold that one against you because that was some pretty deep trivia right there.
That was yeah, that was way down there. I have listed here three medicines or health practices that were banned or recalled or lost face in the 70s and 80s. If you can name any of them.
Was Weight Watchers one of them?
No, Weight Watchers is still a going
Oh,
thing.
that's right. That's right. Let's see here.
Now, some of the other stuff like Herbal Essence is still a going thing, but I mean, it was also a Gen X.
Wow, I'm not sure. I think you might have stumped me on this one. I can't. I
Okay.
can't.
Well, there was Geritol,
I know the
which,
name. I can't remember what it was
yeah,
for.
it was an iron tonic for tired blood.
Goodness. Okay.
Yeah. There was the grapefruit diet, which was basically just starve yourself.
Because
And,
grapefruit's disgusting and you wouldn't eat
well,
that, right?
exactly. And then there was the AIDS diet plan.
I do remember the
And
AIDS plan. Yes.
yeah. And
Yeah.
when okay, so when AIDS was officially recognized in the 80s, it was originally called GRID. Uh, and I think that's gay related infectious disease or something, or immunodeficiency. Um, One of the things they first taught when they first discovered AIDS was that it was amongst hemophiliacs and homosexuals, and I think there was another intravenous drug users. And they said it couldn't be transmitted through normal heterosexual sex. That was one of their things. And then they came back and realized, oh no, we're wrong. It's an acquired immune deficiency. It's not just acquired by one method. Um, and the president of the AIDS diet company was like, this is not an issue for us. The American people are smart enough to understand that there's a difference between a diet product and a disease. And this will not impact us at all. We do not have to rebrand. We do not have, and they're gone. They are gone because the American people, we proved him wrong. We proved him wrong over and over. Oh man. Yeah. Geritol, grapefruit diet, and AIDS.
All right, guys. So that's our first salvo of Gen X trivia. We're a little bit on different wavelengths, but it turned out to be pretty fun. Let's do this again because I think I clearly won this round. Um, we need to, so we're gonna have to do this again, and maybe we can do this live and invite some of you all to join us in Gen X trivia.
Like
Thanks
and
so much for
subscribe.
joining, everybody.
We'll see you.